Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Rona Dayz! This is episode 84 of Rona Dayz. This is the show where I recap my week, talk about my mental health, talk about stuff that's going on, what I've been doing, updates of different things. If you want to get to know me more, this is the show to listen to. If you want to get to know my opinions on movies, that's most of the other episodes. So my week, as kind of the trend has been, which is another interesting aspect of the show, being able to kind of track my mental health and kind of talk about it publicly to people who subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Go to patreon.com/inspired disorder to watch all the shows ad-free. Talking about depression. I've been depressed. Potentially seasonal depression. I'm assuming that's could be a possible thing. Also just personal things in my life. Kind of ups and downs emotionally there. I don't talk about everything on the show. You know, I still have a personal life. But some kind of ups and down emotions there. And kind of understanding where I'm at. Because I wasn't sure where I was at emotionally. You know, in regards to a lot of different things. Primarily, you know, social things. Being social. Potentially dating. Stuff like that. I don't know if I'm ready. Because I'm still not... I mean, it's just a thing where maybe... I don't know. I'm not forcing anything. Let's put it that way. But definitely more depressing, which I don't mind. I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on this show, but I've told people that I would much rather be depressed than be dealing with like anxiety and panic attacks. So I get that too. But thankfully with those, like there are tools that I know, like tea, different teas that I drink that really help calm my anxiety down. Like valerian root tea. There's this a few just like teas that are for stress relief that are very comforting and actually do help a lot. I don't know as far as panic attack. I haven't had, you know, meditation, great breathing exercises. Wim Hof breathing is generally when I'm having a panic attack, I will go to some Wim Hof breathing. But those are tools that I have that I can use that are effective for me when I do get anxiety and panic. Which thankfully, unless, I mean, sometimes that stuff can get like overbearing and I just have to use those things as survival tools just to get through it. But like just the feeling of anxiety and panic are tough. Are not feeling like I am way more comfortable dealing with depression. Like you want to tell me I get to sleep all day, even though I feel horrible about, I like mentally it's not good. I think I feel better about myself in those anxiety moments. I don't know what that's about, but I feel horrible about myself when the depression, but at least I'm like used to those moments. I spent so much of my life depressed. Not all the time, but like, you know, like it's a huge aspect of my reality is depression. Being around people generally is what gives me anxiety. And people give me panic. But depression is more of my personal tearing myself down. Just issues within that, which are like abundant, the issues that would be triggering my depression. But it could be seasonal is the reason why, and a contributing factor anyway to why I've been more depressed. But it's like, it hasn't affected my work, which is good. Because the way my week is set up for working, putting together the show, putting together my artwork and maintaining everything and doing all the social media stuff. Like, all that stuff is kind of condensed into like 4 days. So I kind of have 3 days where, I'm still watching movies and TV shows that I'm reviewing. I'm kind of doing work there, but it's not like the nuts and bolts of the stuff. That's the fun stuff. That I can kind of, I can take those days off, it's been needed. Because it's like on those days, I think mentally I just know that, like, oh, I can not have to think. Like, I can allow myself to feel whatever this is. And maybe that's why it's such a pendulum of, like, feeling really depressed at the beginning of the week. And then as the week goes on, feeling better. I don't know. Also been allergies. Like, this time of year is a high potential for me to get bronchitis that I think is caused by allergies. It's always this time of year, like, I'll start getting really stuffy, and what will happen is I'll just wake up one day and I will have slept and just have all this post-nasal drip into my lungs. And then I wake up and I have this lung stuff. And if it gets really bad, then it turns into bronchitis. Like, during the pandemic, it hit me hard. And it could have been anything. I mean, obviously, I thought it was COVID, but it was not. Like, I didn't have a fever. I didn't have, like, I didn't lose. I just didn't. It was the thing that I get almost I get it every year. And it's about my ability to get over it fast. Which sometimes, if like, I wake up and it's just been able to go crazy, then it screws me over for months, where I'll just have, like, a crazy cough and just constantly coughing up stuff. So where it's like in that time, and my allergies have been kind of going crazy, and my, waking up kind of, scratchy. Windows are open, so it's clearly all the pollen and whatever's in the air can come in. But I think I've kind of got a good routine of dealing with that as well. So we'll see. Obviously, hopefully it all turns out good. So far, I've not missed recording due to anything, knock on whatever. A little over 4 years ago, I started The Many Faces. It's an ongoing series of abstract ink portraits. Each piece is improvised. Each piece is released daily. Start collecting now. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/TMF. That stands for The Many Faces. And save yourself 25% when you use coupon code RTS. That stands for The Ray Taylor Show, because that's what you're listening to, and I love you. So I want you to save 25% when you use that coupon code. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/TMF and use coupon code RTS to save 25% when you start collecting one of over 1,600 original ink paintings. By myself, I made them. Support me. I love you. Back to the show. So, allergies, depression. For whatever reason, probably because I had been sleeping so much from the depression, that Thursday I was not able to sleep. I basically laid down all night, tossing and turning. I put on these white noise, this channel on YouTube that has all these different, like, kind of ambient sounds, like nature sounds. And I realized that night I had rainforest, like thunderstorm. I don't know if that's to blame for my not sleeping, but I don't think it helped. I found that the ocean waves, which actually kind of sounded like the traffic outside of my Denver apartment. Like, at some point, aside from the sirens that would go off all the time, because I lived by 3 hospitals and a fire station, aside from the sirens, like, the constant traffic that would go by kind of sounded like waves, like ocean waves, which I is soothing for me. So I found, so far, those seem to be working good. That's kind of a new thing now that the air conditioning's not on constantly. I can have the windows open. It's a lot quieter in my studio, so putting those on at night helps to just drown out any sounds that might wake up my dog. Something that can just I can fall asleep to and shut my brain off to. So far, ocean waves are doing good. Thunderstorms did not contribute to any amount of sleep Thursday night. And Friday is when I processed the paintings that I did Thursday. So thankfully I had energy drinks. I drank a few energy drinks and I was able to get my work done. Thankfully it was just like mindless stuff like editing and uploading everything, filling in all the SEO stuff. It's not like I'm speaking on camera. It's not like I'm painting on that day. So I got through it. And thankfully I got a good night's sleep Friday night. But yeah, it's been forever since I've had a night where I just could not sleep. And I wasn't necessarily had anything specific on my mind, because usually that's the thing. Like there's something coming up the next day that I'm nervous for, and then I'll just constantly be thinking about it. And it's been forever since I've had that situation, but that's generally the situation in the past that's kept me up all night. It's something like that. But yeah, that was rough. That was rough to kind of like look over at the clock and it's like, oh, it's been an hour. Oh, it's been an hour. Oh, the sun's up. Well, I guess I should just get up then. Like I remember trying to take a nap, and I'm not very good at naps anyway. Either I can't go to sleep or I sleep too long and I end up feeling like crap. Couldn't take a nap. And I have blackout curtains, and it's just like once I saw the sun come up, I was like, oh, this isn't happening. This is not happening at all. But aside from that, I got all my work done, so it's not like I said, the depression hasn't like affected my work. It's been kind of crazy weeks as my emotions have gone up and down, but it is also the end of the horror month. I was, leading up to October, I was excited to do like a horror movie themed month, a Halloween themed month. And this is I guess this will be the end. Sunday will be my top 5 Halloween candy is going to be the third is going to be Halloween. So there's still a few days as this episode comes out in October, but I'm stoked because I'm recording those episodes right now. So most of the work is done. I watched the movies, I did the things. I'm proud of myself. Now, was The Wicker Man the best choice as one of the classic horror films to review? No, not at all. And could I have done a different movie? Sure. But, they can't all be winners. And it was still an interesting experience. But there's so many. I watched so many horror movies that I haven't even talked about. But, I've watched them casually. So it's, not good enough I would feel comfortable talking about them anyway. But, yeah, it's been a fun thing to do. So as I'm going to try and do, like, November's not going to be a Thanksgiving month necessarily. But, December will probably be, Christmas themed. There's going to be some more themed. I don't know about a whole month. October was tough, but like, it was fun. It was fun to kind of test myself in trying to plan a whole month. And a lot of it I didn't plan all up front. I tried to plan everything at first, and I was like, I'll see what I feel like watching, like the Scream franchise. I was at one point going to do the Halloween franchise, which is way more than 5 movies. And like there's so many offshoots, and like they don't always follow each other. It's a very fragmented franchise. So it wasn't until like the week of that I was like, oh, I'll just do Scream. I haven't watched the Scream franchise in forever, and I knew I hadn't watched all of them. So, that was fun to revisit all those. See all the horror movies like Sleepaway Camp. Probably my most favorite movie that came out of this month. Sleepaway Camp, so good. Also, Blood Red Sky was really good. As far as new horror movies, I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, it was a fun month to do that. So, you know, next October, I'm going to try and do the same thing. Hopefully I'm capable of doing everything still. Yeah. So that's been my week. It's been my week. Sold some artwork, which is cool. So I got to use my new packaging, which I was excited about. Ordered, you know, I making some additions to how I want to package things. So I'm kind of ordered some supplies, but it was, you know, it was a big change in how I'm shipping my art. So I was stoked that I got to package a painting. You know, also selling a painting is good. It was a listener of the show, so thank you for using coupon code RTS when you check out to save whatever the percentage is, 20 something, you know, whatever. You save a bunch if you want to collect my artwork. Yeah, but that's been my week. Hope everybody's been having a good week. Dealing with their mental health, being aware of their mental health, don't ignore it. Try and get through it. Try and, you know, it's a storm that's coming. That storm's gonna pass. And sometimes the best way to get the storm gone sooner is to get through it, to push through it. I don't know, but don't ignore it. Hope everybody's having a good. And meditation's great. Anxiety, panic attack, meditation's amazing. Breathing exercises are amazing. Tea is amazing. Depression, I don't know. Sleep, man. Sleep and probably mental affirmations of some sort. Anyway, I hope everybody's good, staying healthy, being good, surviving this new world we're living in. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!